All right, so we're going to talk about let's stop comparing ourselves because it's holding you back. I get lots of email messages, direct messages, where people are asking questions like, how long have you been strength training? How long did it take you to get that strong? Do you ever eat off plan? What do you eat for weekends? There's a lot of questions about what I do. And the reason that's really not a helpful thing for you is I've been doing this since 2006. 2006, over 300 pounds starting my journey. As of today, that's 14 years ago. The reason that's not helpful is because if you are where I was then, I have 14 years of mistakes, 14 years of learning, 14 years of tracking food, 14 years of learning what does and doesn't work for me, 14 years of building up habits and behaviors. And so we tend to find somebody who's at this point and we look at what they do and we think that's where they've always been. Oh no. I have made so many mistakes. I have fallen down so many times. But you don't see that because you're seeing today. You're seeing Heather to 2020, right? And all of that I went through has gotten me to where I am. So the better question is, where am I today? Meaning you. Where are you today? What habits are you building in? Where are you making progress? Because if you look at me and you ask the question, what do you do, Heather? You might be jumping 5 or 10 or 14 years ahead in your journey to something that you go, oh, well, I can't possibly treat weekends the same way I treat weekdays. I can't do this. I quit. Heather eats a lot of vegetables. She eats vegetables all the time. I barely eat any vegetables. I quit. I'm not going to make it. But Heather didn't start there. This is the important part that I really want to get out. Seeing my food today, seeing my sanity around the scale and not getting weirded out when it shoots up 3 pounds, drops down 4 pounds. It's because I've done this for a really long time. And what bothered me 10 years ago doesn't bother me now. And the reason that I want to encourage you to stop looking to others and seeing what they do and thinking you should be there is you can use them for ideas. You can start to, learn from them and morph your concepts and thoughts and beliefs. But as far as their day in and day out habits, behaviors, workouts, realize that they have been at this a longer time. And it doesn't mean they're fixed, doesn't mean that they're perfect, doesn't mean that they still don't struggle. It just means that they've had the opportunity to build in healthier habits over time because they had time, right? They have time on their side. They've had the chance because they have more time to make lots more mistakes and learn from them. They have had multiple experiences of weekends and holidays and eating out. So all these people who've been doing this a long time that you might be following, right? They've had that time to do this, and that's what you need to give yourself. It's not, I can't possibly do what Heather does now. Heather's 14 years out on her journey. Of course you're not going to necessarily be where I am right now. And there's people who've been on it a lot longer than me who I am not necessarily where they are, right? Like we are all on our own place on the timeline. And what you have to do is say, okay, I need to put my time in just like everyone else. Think of it like a job. When you get hired day one at a company and you get hired to do, let's just say, accounting, day one, they're not going to give you some of the big projects that they would give a senior accountant, right? The senior accountant's been there a long time. They've put their time in. They've made lots of mistakes and learned from them. And they've probably dealt with difficulties that you haven't had a chance to experience yet. So they get those bigger accounts or more challenging accounts, and you might start with a lot more simplistic ones, right? But over time, you're going to learn the ropes, you're going to learn how to do the hard things, and you will eventually become the senior accountant. But you never will get to that senior accountant position unless you put in the time. Are you guys noticing something here? We can't compare we can't compare two human beings that have different amounts of time invested in a process, whether it's becoming an accountant, whether it's losing weight, whether it's a position that you're going after as far as employment goes. Everyone has to put in their time. And so what I want to encourage you, don't use where I am today or anyone else for that matter and use it as your excuse to quit. I had lots of people in my journey that were way further ahead than me. Actually, there was people I interviewed who were way further ahead than me on how long they had maintained their weight loss. And I remember thinking, I'm going to be so excited when I get to 5 years of maintaining or 7 years of maintaining, because these people had made it to that point. They had a lot more time invested in that process. So I share this because no matter where we stand on the timeline, there's always someone ahead of us and there's always someone behind us. Where am I today? What can I do to improve my situation? And how can I move myself forward? I can look at these other people and learn, but I don't want to fall into the comparison trap, because I'll never be able to have put in the exact same amount of time, had all the experiences, made all the mistakes that they've made in my life, just like they did. You will never replicate that. So you have to make your own mistakes. You have to invest your own time, but you can learn from those around you. So I hope that helps. I would encourage everyone to drop comparing, focus on yourself, and learn. You guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and drop me a message in the comments letting me know what I can do to better help you.